Hi guys, it's Gina, and I'm going to talk about chasing sunsets. So I called this channel Chasing Sunsets for a couple of different reasons. When, 25 years ago, I was working in Dallas, and the evenings were when you had fun. You went to work during the day, and in the evenings you got to go have dinner with friends, sit on the patio, hang out, and so it was always during the sunset time. Back up a little bit further, you're in high school, you're in school all day. In the evenings is when you actually get to go hang out with your friends, right? So it's during the sunset time that we associate fun. Now, also weekends tend to be, if you're a Monday through Friday type person, but it's like, okay, so you're always wanting to go, you're getting through your day just so you can get to the chasing sunset portion where you can go hang out with your friends, be with your family, do the fun stuff that you want to do, right? There's another angle to chasing sunsets that I wanted to discuss. And it's kind of like you're on a hamster wheel and you're doing the same thing every day, over and over and over again. And so you just feel like you're just chasing one sunset after the next. And by the time you end up with the day, you're exhausted, you're falling into bed, your mind is racing, and everything is like, ugh. So I'm trying to get back to the first definition of chasing sunsets because I am currently on the second definition of chasing sunsets. So let's talk about busy. Are you busy? Okay. Are you overly busy? Why? What's the purpose of that? How about this? Are you stressed? Why are you stressed? Okay. And then what about, are you happy? So, and then why aren't you happy? So I just kind of wanted to talk about those things because honestly, being busy is one of the most compared aspects of our lives with other people. I can't tell you how many times I'll say, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff to do. And then somebody else will say, oh, I know, I've got this and this and this. And they give me a laundry list of their stuff. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, that was 5 minutes of my life. I can't get back. And I'm sorry that your to-do list is long, but I got to go. So, and then, or here's this one. Had a long night. Toddler kept me up. I only got 4 hours sleep last night. Okay. I guess that would be a short night, not a long night. But so then you hear from them, oh, I know, I only got 3.5 hours. I'm like, why are you in competition with what my reality is? Because my first thought is, okay, both of our lives suck and we need to do something about it. But that's what we do is we just compare our busyness to everybody else. And we think that if we're not busy, then we're failing as a human or something. Okay, so here's this. Think about if you were to Google time productivity, how to get things done faster, how to get more things done. It is probably $1 billion industry. You can go on Amazon, you can find all these books and all this information on YouTube's and Google and all these people are doing TED Talks on how you can be more productive and get more stuff done in a day. Okay, here's something that you need to really realize. There are only 24 hours in every day. That's it. It doesn't matter how many things you have on your to-do list. You are not going to eke out a 25th hour. I mean, and I understand the Beatles, they had an 8 days a week thing. I don't know if it's just because they're from England, but for us, 7 days a week, we get 24 hours every day. So how are you spending your time? How do you want your time to be spent? What do you want your life to look like? So for me, I want my life to feel fulfilled, and I want to feel like I'm actually making, some sort of a meaningful contribution in life. Now, currently, I am in a busy season because I do work full time, and it's been a very busy time at work, and I'm also going back to school to finish my degree, and I have a 3-year-old toddler, so I am extremely busy in my time frame right now. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but the work isn't going to go away because I need a job because, I'm kind of used to running water, electricity, food on the table, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to give up my toddler. I love her to pieces. But school is temporary. It's just for the next year-ish, and then I'm done. And I mean done. I am so done with that. But here's the thing. There are things that you can add back into your life, even during busy time, and you can make changes to your life that can make your life feel more fulfilled. You can be more happy, and you can feel like you're actually making a contribution to the rest of the world. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I'm currently doing. Now, they are a work in progress because I had to come to a realization that this was not working anymore. I had to come to the realization that this is not what I wanted. I was tired of being grumpy, tired, just not my best Gina. I wanted to be my best Gina because guess what? I am the only one of me there is. So, some of the things that I'm doing is I'm actually reducing my mental and physical to-do list. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? All right. So, a mental to-do list. You may have, let's say, 50 plants in your house and you've got to water them every Saturday. Or maybe you have 3 bathrooms in your house that are constantly you're having to go through and clean. Or maybe you've got 7 people in your home and so you're doing 50 loads of laundry every week. I don't know what your situation is. But what I'm doing is I'm actually going through my life and I'm starting to declutter. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to just go sell a home to get rid of your 3rd bathroom or something like that. And that's not what I'm suggesting. But I got rid of my houseplants because right now I just don't want to keep up with them. That's just not where I am. I love the plants out on the porch and the patio and everything, but I'm just not doing it because I don't want to have the responsibility of keeping up with them. I would rather spend my day, doing the work, doing the schoolwork, and being with my toddler and my family and the things that are necessary for me to stay healthy. So houseplants didn't fit into that. Yes, they're beautiful, but if I really feel like I'm missing out on something, I can actually just Google a picture of a hibiscus plant. See? Pretty. Set it as my background. Pretty. It's not a big deal. And it doesn't mean that later I can't have that back in my life. I'm just choosing to declutter it now. We've actually been going through our home and decluttering like onion layers. And we have already gotten about 2 truckloads out of here, just probably, 5 or 7 boxes the first time, about the same amount the second time. And we're working on the 3rd load now. So it's amazing how much clutter and junk you actually accumulate. Because you're in the process of doing something, you need this for a one-time deal, you need this for that, or you think you need this, or you think that if you go, because you're miserable, you think that if you go buy a new shirt or a new pair of shoes, that will make it all better. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But we all have those moments that we think, oh, if I just go do retail therapy, have we ever used that phrase, retail therapy? It doesn't really work. It's just, it may be momentarily and you're like, I love this shirt, but after you wash it 4 or 5 times and you realize that it starts to peel or it faded or it did this or something happened, then you're like, okay, I don't like this anymore. And it sits in the closet and it doesn't actually do anything. So that is where you can actually donate it, or if it's in really bad shape, obviously, toss it and you can use it as a rag or something, repurpose it in that sense. I'm not going to be here talking about environmentally friendly ways to dispose of your items. That is completely up to you. But so that's the mental and the physical side of it. Now, also, one of the things that I'm doing is I started doing more online grocery shopping versus physically going to the store. Now, I did another video that talked about how we eat. And I eat a whole food, plant-based, no salt, no oil, no sugar diet. And I can link to that video below and to kind of give you an idea of what it entails. So that means that, yes, it's basically, different vegetables, nuts, seeds, and fruits And that's the gist of it, but it's a little bit more complex than just that. But there are some things that we use, like certain vinegars or certain, like garbanzo bean flour or rice flour or corn masa, that kind of thing that we will use in some of our recipes. And some of those specialty items, I have to go to a specialty store, like a Natural Grocers or a Sprouts or something of that nature. Instead of just running 5 minutes away to the local Brookshires or 10 minutes away to the local Super Walmart. And so because of that, I'm driving 30 minutes to get to the store. I'm doing that, other stuff in there, and I'm driving 30 minutes home. And so very easily a grocery trip to one of the specialty stores can take me 2 hours out of my day. Okay, I can get a lot done in 2 hours. I can get a couple loads of laundry done. I can play with my toddler and have some great mommy and me time. I can take a nap. I can do some mental relaxation, like watching a movie or reading a fiction novel on my Kindle, which, we'll go over that in just a second, because that's something you really probably should be doing too, is giving you some downtime. There's so much I can do. I can quickly clean my bathroom. I can do a load of, do the dishes. I can start dinner. I mean, there's a whole bunch you can do in 2 hours. And, so I've started actually looking on, I use Amazon a lot. I use their Subscribe and Save. Their feature for Subscribe and Save is really amazing. And the more you add to it, the more of a discount you get. And then every month it comes in. And you get to go in and change it. So if I don't need this flour or this vinegar or this oil or this tomato paste or whatever, I can always skip it for that month and then it'll go on to the next one. So it's not like it's a done deal and you got to do it this way, because it's not how it works. But I love it because it just goes straight in. I just go really quick, look down my list, go, oh, I don't need this, I do need this. And so, it's easier. Now, occasionally, I will tell you, it will cost me maybe $1 more on, like, if I have 20 items, I might have 1 or 2 of those items that it will cost me like $1 more per those items. However, the other items, I might have some that'll be like 20 cents less, same price, that kind of thing. Now here's this. What is 2 hours of your time worth? Your gas, the wear and tear on your vehicle, the mental of, oh crap, the store didn't have it anyway, so now I got to go chase it down at another store. I will gladly spend $2 more in those instances just to get it done, and I'm done with it. I don't have to worry about having it be an issue. Now, obviously, I'm on a budget, so I do have to watch that, and I couldn't let something be a total of like $30 more than something. That would not work. But for what I'm doing, it ends up almost being the exact same, or I end up saving money, even if it costs me $2 physical dollars more, because of all the other things involved with that. All right, so I created an inventory jogger list that's kind of like for, this thing keeps going out of focus, so yeah, I guess it could be considered a glamour shot then at that point. But anyway, I created a memory jogger list, and it's kind of like a master grocery list, sort of. And what it does, I don't like to keep a whole bunch of inventory food on hand, but since there are some times that I do have to go to a specialty store, I try to make it like once every 6 weeks. Okay, so that way I'm spending 2 hours one time, get the few things that I really can't get a good deal on Amazon or can't get anywhere else, and then that way we can just stock up on them for what we're going to need for the next month, 2 months. And that's not that difficult at that point. So what I did is I made an inventory list, and like I have my packaged items and my canned items and just different items like that. And it includes like my cans of beans, because yes, I can make every bean from scratch. I don't. I like to just get, like at Sprouts, they have the canned beans that don't have any salt added. But I rinse them anyway, so it doesn't matter even if I do have to get a can of beans that does have salt. But I'm always looking for, and I know you're thinking, well, you can just get that at Walmart. Not always, because with what I do is I'm wanting just the beans. So I need the ingredients to just be beans and water and salt, not beans, water, salt, and stuff, other stuff I can't pronounce. And if you look at those ingredients on some of those things, the laundry list is long. And I'm like, how is that even possible? Why is that even possible? Plus, ironically, for all those other ingredients, it actually costs more at your Walmarts and stuff, because I can get cans of beans for like under $1 at other, the specialty stores. But at, our local Walmarts and places like that, there'll be like $1.19. So I end up spending more there for ingredients on there that I can't pronounce and I don't want in my body. So it ends up working out fine. But I do keep inventory in my house. Now, if you're trying to be minimalistic, keeping inventory can be kind of like, oh, I got to remember this. I got to remember this. I got to remember this. And I don't want to remember it. So one of the things that I did is I created this inventory memory jogger, and it just lists our items. So as we're going through doing our grocery list, and I know I'm going to be going to one of the specialty stores, we just highlight those items that we're kind of starting to run low on. We're going to need a few more. And then I have a list, and I don't have to think about, oh, I forgot about onion this, or I forgot about this kind of specialty sauce that I can only get here, or I forgot about this that I can't get anywhere else. I don't have to think, oh, what are we forgetting? What are we forgetting? And then my mind is stressed out. And I'm done with being stressed out. It's not worth it. You've probably heard the phrase that, life is too short to be unhappy. Well, my uncle, I love it the way he says it. Life is too long to be unhappy. And I like that flip on that, because it is. Why would we want to just sit here and always be stressed out and always be working towards something that's not important? So that's one of the things that I do. One of the other things that I'll do is I actually do a brain dump. Brain dumps are so simple, and they've actually proven that you increase your memory when you do a brain dump. And that's kind of what my inventory memory jogger is for my food. Because I don't have to sit here and think, okay, we use garbanzo beans, and we use pinto beans, and we use kidney beans, and we use black beans, and we use great white northern beans, and we use lima beans, and I don't have to think about all the different kinds of beans that we eat in our food. I don't have to think about the different vinegars that we use in our food. I don't have to think about the different dried fruits that we keep for snacking and using for our sweeteners and things. I love not having to worry about that. So, but brain dumping works also in another way for you to, like your daily to-do list at work, or maybe you've just in a busy season. We're coming into spring, we're coming into summer. COVID has been around for so long, but people are starting to get out more. So now you're going to have more social activities as well. So there's going to be more birthday parties, and there's going to be more family events. And you're like, oh, I got to get this birthday present. I got to get this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And then you're thinking, oh, I can just remember that. And then you're like, yeah, no, I didn't. So one of the things that, I'll do is I'll just have like a little journal or a spiral, and I will just take 5 or 10 minutes and just brain dump. And it doesn't even have to make sense, because it might be ideas that I have to talk to you about, or it might be ideas that I have to make work more efficient, or it might be ideas that I have to help my daughter, grow and develop more. It might be ideas that I have of things that I want to do to the house. It might be ideas that I have of food that I want to try. It might be ideas that I have of a book I want to read. It might be something that I'm working on with a school project, and I'm like, oh, that would make sense if I did it that way. It just doesn't have to make sense. But once you put it on paper, your brain releases it. Then your brain's like, it's kind of like carrying in like all the groceries at once. And yes, I am one of those that does that. So I'm trying to walk up the steps to the house, and I'm like barely able to even move my arms anymore. And because instead of doing 10 trips out to the car or whatever, I just carry it all in like a pack mule. Because, I'm highly intelligent, and it just makes more sense that way, right? No, but it's just who I am. So brain dumping is kind of the same way. It's like loading all those bags onto your dining room table, and then you're like, okay, I can feel my arms again. So do that. Try that and see if that'll help you be less busy. Or maybe you can just identify the areas that you can start either, sending off to somebody else and or getting rid of altogether. I mean, I'm delegating to Amazon for some of my grocery shopping. It's not costing me anymore. It's actually costing me less if I take into the account my time and my gas and the use of my car. And, and then I don't have to worry about, is the weather bad? Is it rainy? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Is it this? I don't have to worry about any of that. I just have to wait for my friendly UPS driver or FedEx driver to deliver, or the USPS carrier. And it's given me boxes so I can go ahead and declutter the rest of my house, because I am going to get this place decluttered. Because I'm tired of having to keep up with all this stuff. You have to clean it. You have to maintain it. And I'm done. I don't want that stuff, because what I rather would have is a life that I can actually be with my daughter. Not feel like I have narcolepsy, because I feel like every time I just sit still for 5 minutes, it's time to sleep. I want to feel rested. I want to feel alive. I want to feel happy. And I don't want to be like, just another to-do item. So I really think that, these are good tips and they're working for me. I hope that they work for you as well. And, just think about, what is it that you want your life to look like? Because I'm chasing sunsets, and I'm okay with working all day and doing and giving it my all and being busy and having that moment. But when it's time to stop. And then just be in the moment. Be there to see the amazing things that happen in life with our friends and our family. Because you only have right now. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. And by the time we get to tomorrow, it's not right now. So whatever's happening now, you've missed out on. So think of it. I saw a comic strip years ago. Let's see, how do they put it? The past is the past, and the present isn't here yet. Or the future isn't here yet, and the present is now, and that's why it's a gift. So I thought that was always really interesting, because I never thought of the present as being a gift, but it is. And there's so much that when I just stop and be in the moment, and I know I've got things to do. We all have things to do. But when I stop and be in the moment, I do find fulfillment. I do find happiness. And I also realize I am making a contribution to society. And that's okay. So I hope that you will chase sunsets with me. And let's get our lives switched back around to the first definition of looking for the fun and the happiness, and not the hamster wheel definition, because I am tired of that. And I don't want to be comparing myself to other people to be busy. Busy is great. Busy being productive is fine. But you've got to find your happy point. So start thinking about what you want in your life and how you want your life to look, because that's what I'm doing. I'm designing my life to the way I want it to be. And I know I'm going to have responsibilities, and I'm not talking about that. Responsibilities are always going to be there. And I don't want a life without responsibilities, because what's the point? But, one of the things I also do is I'm trying to give myself 30 minutes every day to just read fiction on my Kindle book. I also like to do self-development. So, and it's amazing how you can find 30 minutes a day if you take out something else that was just eating up your life. So, and maybe I only get 15 minutes, but it's amazing over a week. If I can find a good hour throughout the week to do that, my brain feels better. If I can brain dump, it feels better. By removing things that are not necessary in my life, I feel better. Because in the ultimate end, this is what we got. Enjoy the gift of the present. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got some value out of this. I hope that you can start chasing sunsets in the good way as well. If you like this video, please like it below, and please subscribe to my channel. And I will be chasing sunsets with you again very soon. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.